everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very exciting video. I'm super excited to record this. It is going to be my Bookcon / Chicago trip recap, as well as my haul from this trip, because I got a lot of stuff and I'm just gonna put it all into one big video. So I apologize if this video gets a little lengthy, but I really don't feel like splitting it up, and it's possibly going to get linked. I did not vlog any of my Chicago trip. I wanted to. I started to vlog a little bit on our travel day, which was Friday, and that was it. I took my camera out at Navy Pier when we got there Friday, and I didn't touch it since. Didn't touch it the rest of the weekend. I just took pictures on my phone, and all the pictures on my phone turned out a little blurry, but I just really kind of took everything in and lived in the moment and lived in the experience of Bookcon and the weekend, and it was a great experience and a great time. And I wanted to make a kind of recap video just because, I don't know, I didn't vlog, so I thought that this would be the next best thing. So without further ado, I'm just going to get into what happened, and I'm going to show you some stuff along the way. I'm also going to be inserting some pictures and videos of certain things, so that way I don't take up too much time like holding everything up that I got, because I also want to show you some of my Chicago items that I bought at Navy Pier, and I don't know what's going on with my arms right now. They're just going everywhere, but I will be inserting some pictures and everything. So first, let me say that this is my second time going to Chicago. The last time I went to Chicago was 11 years ago on a marching band spring break trip, and 11 years is a long time. It's been quite a while since I've been back to Chicago, which is kind of outrageous since it's only a 5-hour drive for me. But I'm so excited that I finally got the chance to go back, and I'm so excited that Bookcon and BEA were in Chicago this year. Hopefully they come back to Chicago again sometime. I know next year they're in New York, but Chicago's nice and close. I wish I would have been able to go to BEA, but because of my work schedule and everything, I just wasn't able to, but I was able to go to Bookcon. So I took Friday off, and Friday was a travel day. I ended up traveling with an in real life friend who is a book person, and he wanted to go as well. So it kind of worked out perfectly. We rented a car, drove up Friday, went to Navy Pier, walked around Navy Pier for a while, which was beautiful. The weather was fantastic. Yes, I wore my Blues jersey in Chicago 2 of the 3 days we were there, because we kicked the Blackhawks out of the playoffs, and why wouldn't I wear a Blues jersey in Chicago? So we walked around Navy Pier, walked through some of the shops, bought some items, which I am very much a souvenir type person. I enjoy keychains, I enjoy magnets, I collect magnets, I also collect lapel pins, I collect playing cards, which is a weird thing to collect. I don't have too many playing cards that I collect, but if you notice, whenever you go somewhere, sometimes they'll have playing cards with various different designs on them. I also collect these souvenir pennies that you can get, which they're usually 51 cents, but at Shed's Aquarium, they're $1.01. I see you, Shed's Aquarium. But I do collect souvenir pennies because they're just awesome. I have like 2 full books of them from various different places. We also went to the Garrett popcorn shop, where I got this cute little tin that just says Chicago on it with the cityscape, filled with the Garrett mix, which is Chicago style popcorn. And if you don't know, Chicago style popcorn is caramel corn and cheddar corn mixed together, and it was delicious. If you guys are ever in Chicago and go to Navy Pier, definitely stop by Garrett's popcorn shop, because it was really good. I'm not usually a huge fan of cheddar popcorn, and I gotta say the cheddar popcorn was probably better than the caramel corn, and I love me some caramel corn. After we got done with Navy Pier, we ended up checking into our hotel, and it started raining a little bit, and we were both exhausted from traveling all day, so we just ordered a pizza from some pizza shop down the road from the hotel, and we got a deep dish. And we're both from the St. Louis area, so we're used to nice, flat, thin crust St. Louis style pizza. Wasn't anticipating a deep dish being as huge as it is, so we got a large, because with St. Louis style pizza you can eat a large easily. Not so much with Chicago style pizza. There were 2 of us. Luckily, however, we were able to find some containers to put our leftovers in and stored them in the fridge that was in our room. So we did end up having leftover pizza Saturday night because we didn't want to waste the pizza because it was expensive. But the pizza was delicious. I do prefer St. Louis style pizza. What can I say? I like my thin crust. But it was pretty good. Saturday was completely Bookcon day, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed my first BookCon. I wasn't expecting too much out of it. In fact, we planned, or rather I planned a lot for BookCon. I even wrote up a schedule of like what we were gonna do and when we were gonna do it. We had various different authors that we wanted to meet and that we were gonna maybe meet, but then they came out and said that you had to go super early and get wristbands for all these authors. And like so much other stuff happened that eventually, as we kept planning and as the trip got closer, we kind of ditched our entire plan and just agreed that we were gonna do what we felt like doing when we felt like doing it and have it be very laid back and not have to worry about anything. So eventually we ditched all ideas of any authors that we were going to meet, mainly because all of the autographing area authors were either authors that I've already met and that he didn't care about meeting, or that we are meeting tomorrow as of filming this. So the two main authors that I wanted to meet were Maggie Stiefvater and John Corey Whaley. Maggie Stiefvater I met the week before BookCon, and John Corey Whaley I am meeting tomorrow, as in Wednesday the week after BookCon. So it kind of defeated the purpose of going and freaking out and standing in lines and stressing out about timing and everything when I'm meeting the two authors that I wanted to meet most at their own tour events in St. Louis. So we ended up just ditching our autograph session, but we did end up meeting a couple of authors, which I will get to in a minute. So basically we had a plan of some panels that we wanted to go to. There were a few panels that we wanted to see. We ended up only going to 3 panels. 2 of the panels were 2 of our main panels that we wanted to get to. The other one was an okay panel. It was basically just at the perfect time of the day where you just wanted to sit and kind of relax and kind of reflect on what had already gone on so far. But it was a fairly okay panel. There was just so much going on and so many people that I just didn't even know what to do. We started off the morning by meeting up with Mike from Slice of Mike in the hotel, which he is super tall, guys. Like, everyone is really tall. I've never felt short before this weekend. I take that back. I felt short around one of my friend's family because her and her entire family are like over 6 foot tall and are crazy. But I usually don't feel short, and I felt really short this weekend because almost everyone is like super tall, but you know, it works. So we met up with Mike, got some coffee, went over and to wait in the line to just get into McCormick Place, where we ended up standing in line with Whitney and Christina, Jen, Jenna, and it was just a whole lot of fun standing in line with all of these people that I've been talking to and have been watching all of their videos. It was just very surreal getting to hang out with booktubers. It was kind of awesome. We ended up getting into McCormick Place and stood in an even longer line to get into the show floor. When we got into the show floor, we met up with some more booktubers and just kind of walked around a little bit, people watched, and just sat for about a good 20-30 minutes once we got into the show floor, because all of them had been at BEA all week, so they were just ready to chill and hang out. And I was going crazy with how many people there were and not knowing what was going on. So people watching was a good time because it kind of let me calm down a minute and kind of let me get used to my surroundings. We eventually ended up meeting up with even more booktubers, which was just completely awesome. All of my friends that I got to meet this weekend. I am so sad that I didn't get to hang out with you guys even more. That kind of sucked, but I also wanted to take advantage of BookCon, and I don't regret any of my choices at BookCon. I wish that I could have gotten to hang out with everybody a little bit more, but at the same time, I had fun. I also had to think about my friend that was with me because he kind of went off on his own quite a few times during the event because I was hanging out with my friends and he wanted to go check out the show floor. He actually ended up getting more books than I did because I didn't start walking around the show floor until like noon, which was completely okay. After hanging out with everyone for a few minutes and getting to talk to everyone for a few minutes, and I quite literally mean a few minutes, and just meeting so many different people, I eventually kind of veered off by myself and decided to finally walk the show floor because I wanted to get the most out of the money that I was spending to be up there between the rental car and the hotel and the ticket. Like, the ticket was only $30, so that was okay, but I also wanted to get the most out of my money for everything else because Chicago is expensive. I can only imagine how crazy it is in New York. So I walked around the show floor, got some free books, bought a couple of books, and got a whole lot of tote bags. So quickly, while I'm holding all of these, I thought I'd just show you my tote bags. This one is a Magic Treehouse Kids tote bag, which there was a book in it, and I'll show you the book in a minute when I go through my books. But this little tote bag, it has nice long handles, so that's kind of nice. Then I got this tote bag. It's just very simple, and I believe that's John Grisham's signature, I think. That's what it looks like anyway. There's this tote bag, which I kind of picked up. Again, this one has nice long handles as well. There is one tote bag that I wanted to get, and I saw them, and I didn't grab it when I had the chance, but that was the Epic Reads tote bags. They looked pretty cool. They were really bright and colorful. But I did get a I Read YA tote bag, which is very simple, and I do read YA, so I liked it. And these last two tote bags I'm probably most excited for. I had to sign up for Penguin's like subscription letter or whatever, and I asked them if I gave them 2 different emails, because I have multiple emails, if I could get 2 of the tote bags, because I couldn't decide between the 2 that I wanted, and they said yes. And that is this John Green and Sarah Dessen tote bag, which I just love so much. So on the back of both of them, it says Penguin Teen, and it says we are what you read. And on the Sarah Dessen one, it says don't think or judge, just listen. A quote from Just Listen, which is my favorite Sarah Dessen book, so I knew I had to have this one. And on the John Green one, it says some infinites are bigger than other infinites, which is of course from The Fault in Our Stars. So tote bags galore, I love it. I also got a lot of like random bookmarks and samplers of some stuff, and I don't even know, like some stickers and some like postcards, and basically 2 folders worth of flat things that I'm not gonna go through because that's just ridiculous and would take forever. But I do like the stickers and the bookmarks. That's pretty awesome. I like bookmarks. Who doesn't like bookmarks? So yeah, I also got a couple of sampler booklets. Yeah. So walking around the show floor, there was this one booth, and I knew I was gonna buy something from it the second we walked past it. I didn't buy anything initially, but I went back and got something, and that was this New York Puzzle Company booth, where they had a ton of different Harry Potter puzzles, and it was hard to pick which one I wanted because they had so many. Focus there. They had a ton of different Harry Potter puzzles. There were also different sizes, but I mean, of course, if I was gonna be spending that much money on a puzzle, I was gonna get the 1,000-piece puzzle. So I ended up getting the Flying Keys puzzle. I cannot wait to put this together. I'm so excited. I'm kind of a puzzle person. I like to think I'm a puzzle person. I haven't built a puzzle like this in years, if ever. So I will be going out and buying a frame, hopefully this week, hopefully. And I will be putting this together and eventually Mod Podging it, you know, so it stays together, and framing it because it's a Harry Potter puzzle and it's gonna take forever to put it together once. I don't want to put it together more than once. So I'm pretty excited to do this. Then they also said that this summer they have each of the 7 Harry Potter books coming out. So I'm definitely gonna be checking that out because I want more Harry Potter puzzles, basically. So like I mentioned, walking around the show floor, I just kind of got handed a ton of books. One of the books that I just kind of picked up because it was sitting there and it sounded kind of interesting was We Know It Was You by Maggie Thrash. This is about these high school kids who halfway through a football game, apparently this cheerleader goes missing. Correction, she throws herself off a bridge and she's just gone. Like no one can find her or anything. And apparently there's a couple of people that actually know what happened. And that's really all the synopsis gives you. So I don't know too much about what this is, but it sounded interesting and the ARC cover is kind of cute. So I'm excited to read this one. Hopefully I enjoy it. I don't know, it'll be interesting. I also stumbled into some booth and I don't even know what was going on. I was just walking and this lady behind a table was like, hey, do you like mysteries and thrillers? I was like, yeah, sure. And so they handed me Lee Child's Never Go Back, which is book 18 of the Jack Reacher series. Book 18. I've never read a Lee Child book. So yeah, don't really know what this is about. Something about a military cop, and that's really all I know. I've been wanting to pick up some Lee Child books like for quite a while actually. I just never knew where to start because I thought that they were all series and I never knew where to start in the series. Apparently apparently I'm starting with book 18. So yeah, hopefully I can read this without reading the first 17 books. I might do a little research and a little Wikipedia to kind of see what's going on in the first 17 books, because I'm not reading 17 books that I don't have before this. If by chance they're on overdrive, I might listen to them before I get to this one, but that's probably not gonna happen. And the next book that I have here is the book that came in the Magic Schoolhouse tote bag, and that is The Arc for Hilo Saving the Whole Wide World. This is book 2 in this graphic novel series, and I'm actually really excited about this one. I looked it up and looked up the first one, and basically this kid Hilo is a robot who I guess comes falling into Earth. And the one thing that I'm most excited about this book is because on the back it says DJ and Gina are totally ordinary kids, but Hilo isn't. So this girl's name is Gina. My name is Gina. So that's kind of cool. I'm pretty excited to read this. I don't know if I'll go out and buy the first book. I might. We'll see how much it is. But I definitely plan on reading the first book before this one because it is book 2. The next book that I got, I also found myself in a random line. I don't even know. I was walking around. I saw the Penguin Teen booth. I got into line for the Penguin Teen booth. Honestly, I thought I was in line to meet Ransom Riggs. I wasn't in the line to meet Ransom Riggs. I was just kind of wandering. But that is the booth where I got the 2 Penguin Teen tote bags from, so that's pretty cool. And then I turn around and I see people handing out the Da Vinci Code. And it looked like a fancy Da Vinci Code. And I was like, well, I like the Da Vinci Code. I kind of want that. So the line was really short and I just kind of decided to get in the back of the line. They had 5 copies left. I was the 5th person in line. So I got a copy of the Da Vinci Code. This is also where I got 2 of the other tote bags because they were like, here, take a tote. So yeah, this is a special 10th anniversary edition of the Da Vinci Code, and it is beautiful. Like, it's shiny, and the cover is just awesome how it kind of fits in this little box. And it also has deckled edges, and it also has, if I could show you, it also has a ribbon bookmark, so that's pretty cool. Honestly, I probably won't read this edition. I still have to read these. I do own the, I believe I own the mass market paperback of the first one. I'm not positive. I might get them on overdrive. I don't know. I will read the Da Vinci Code eventually, but probably won't be this one. I am really excited to own this though because it's beautiful. These next 2 books I ended up buying. I kind of stumbled upon the Quirk booth, I believe it was, because that's the publisher of both of these books. So I'm assuming it was the Quirk booth, and there weren't many people there. There were a few girls kind of looking through things. It was the booth where Sam Magg, the author of Fangirl's Guide to the Galaxy, was going to be doing her signing. So a couple of girls were picking this book up. I already owned it, so I didn't get that book. I did see a book that I've been wanting physically, but have not been able to find. And that is The Geek's Guide to Dating by Eric Smith, which has a signed book plate in it. So that was kind of cool, and the naked hardback of this is just beautiful. It's going to look nicely next to my Fangirl's Guide to the Galaxy because they're the same size, and I'm really excited for that. I do own this on ebook. I haven't read it yet. I've been wanting to read it, which is why I bought it on ebook. And while I was at that booth, probably my most exciting thing of the day happened, aside from meeting everybody and getting to talk to everybody and getting to hug everybody because everyone has gave such great hugs. So aside from all of the wonderful booktubiness that happened, this is definitely the most exciting book that I got and the most exciting thing that happened. And yeah, so as I was checking out The Geek's Guide to the Galaxy, I asked them how much Horror Store was. They said it was $12, and this has been on my wish list ever since last year, I believe. And basically this is kind of a horror novel, and it's set up like an IKEA catalog. I have been interested in this book forever. I just haven't wanted to spend the $15 on it because I didn't know if I was going to like it. I have found it in stores. I've almost bought it multiple times. I'm so excited. They told me how much it was. It was cheaper than it is in stores, so I said, all right, I'll go ahead and buy it. Grady Hendrix, the author of this book, was sitting right there. No one in line for him. There was another author with him as well. I don't remember who it was, but Grady Hendrix was sitting right there, and he just goes, I'll sign it for you if you want. I was like, yeah, sure, please, thank you. Like, that's awesome. So I got to talking to him and I told him that this has been on my list for a while and I just never got around to picking it up, and I'm really excited to read it. So in it, he signed it, "To Gina, cross this one off your bucket list." I'm so excited because who just stumbles upon a random signing for a book that you've been wanting to buy forever and get the author to sign it for you? It was fantastic, and he was really nice, and I enjoyed talking to him. We even talked about rainbow unicorns because he threw in some rainbow unicorn stickers, which are promotions, if it's going to focus. Some rainbow unicorn stickers, which are promotions for his next novel, My Best Friend's Exorcism. The next two books I also kind of stumbled upon, but not really. Really, my friend stumbled upon it whenever we went to the graphic novel panel, which was fun in itself. Got to listen to some of the people, especially the author and creator of Captain Underpants, which Captain Underpants was practically my childhood, so it was cool to get to see him talk. My friend was telling me about all of the books that he had found, and at this point, the only books that I had gotten was the Lee Child book and the Da Vinci Code book, and he told me that he got Jesse Eisenberg's book, which who knew Jesse Eisenberg had a book? I didn't. For free with purchase of another book. And I wanted Jesse Eisenberg's book for free, so we went to the booth so that way I could maybe see what was going on, to see what books were there. And by the time we got back to the booth, Sherman Alexie was doing his signing, and the line wasn't very long yet again, so we got into line for him. He is one of the authors that I wanted to meet at Bookcon. I do have his book, The Absolute True Story of a Part-Time Indian, which I have not read yet. I've read part of it, but he's one that I wanted to maybe try and meet, and I'm really glad I did because he was super sweet and just fun to talk to. Once again, he was really nice. So by buying his book, which I'll show you in a minute, I got Jesse Eisenberg's Bream Gives Me Hiccups, which is a collection of short stories. I'm kind of excited for it. I don't know what to expect out of it. As you might know, I'm not a big short story fan, and yet I find myself in possession of multiple short story books this week. But it has deckled ages, and the naked hardback is beautiful. It's just very simple, but it has gold lettering on the side, which you can't see that well, and it's just very shiny. So I am pretty excited for this, and it was free with the purchase of Sherman Alexie's book. So you can't beat free books. Now, as for the Sherman Alexie book, we asked him what his favorite book was that he was selling of his, and he pointed us to The Lone Ranger and Tonto Fight in Heaven, which this is the 20th anniversary edition. So he wrote this quite some time ago, and like I said, he was super sweet. And while he was signing these, I actually, as I'm sure I put pictures up so you could see my outfit, I was wearing this orange flower in my hair that matched my shirt that I was wearing, and he actually had a little blue flower on his shirt that he was wearing. So he complimented my flower, I complimented him his flower. We started talking about flowers. So inside my book, he drew a little flower. There it goes. He drew a little flower and wrote flower and focus again, which was just so much fun, and he was super sweet, and I'm really glad that I actually got the chance to meet him. So that pretty much took up most of the day. We ended up taking most of our books and everything back to the hotel room, walking back into the convention center. We went to one more panel, which was the Reality Bites panel with John Corey Whaley, David Levithan, David Arnold, Jennifer Neven, and Nicola Yoon, and that panel was awesome. I'm so glad that that is the panel that we decided to actually go to, because I wanted to go to that panel so bad because I wanted to see John Corey Whaley and David Levithan again. I've seen David Levithan in person before, and I just love him so much, and all of those authors were so fun to listen to and just so incredibly awesome to hear them talking, and I really enjoyed that panel. It was a pretty great panel. After that panel, we went and walked the show floor one more time, which I don't think I got anything else from then. That might have been when I got the one arc, the We Know It Was You or Where You Were or whatever arc. But I also finally got to go to the Owlcrate booth, which it was so awesome to see how successful their booth was. Personally, I have not got an Owlcrate yet. I want to sometime in the future when I can afford it. But I did win a little candle, and that candle smells amazing. So exciting. But by the time we got done doing that, it was like 4:30 or so, and we both wanted to go to the Booksplosion panel, and I knew that it was going to be crowded, because it's Booksplosion and it seems all of their events usually are crowded. So I broke off from my friend and went to go save us spots in the Booksplosion panel, but he went to stand in line for another book. Once he finally told me what book he was standing in line for, because he didn't tell me initially until I started texting him asking him where he was, because the room that they had us waiting in line for was outrageously long and crowded and super packed with people. He told me what book he was waiting in line for, so I made him grab me a copy as well. And aside from Horror Store, I'm so excited to have this book in my hands. I basically had already counted this book out for getting at Bookcon because I honestly didn't expect to get it, especially since I didn't want to wait in lines for anything. But thankfully my friend picked me up a copy when he went to go wait in line for it, and that is Jamina. I've been pronouncing it Jamina. I'm not entirely sure that is how you pronounce it, but this is book 2 in the Illuminae files by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. I've recently listened to Illuminae on audiobook and loved it, and I was so upset because it left it a cliffhanger, and this doesn't come out until October, but I actually have it in my hands. I have the arc, and it's beautiful, and I'm so excited to read it. So after all that, we ended up going to the Booksplosion panel, which was a great panel. After the panel, we did a meet and greet with everybody in the room, which there were so many people in the room. So I just kind of sat and hung out with Ben for a while and talked to him while everyone was doing the meet and greet. Eventually, we snuck up to the front of the room and I got to talk to Maureen and Whitney a little bit longer and kind of hung out with them a little bit longer. Eventually walked back to our hotel, heated up some pizza, went to bed, woke up and went to Shed's Aquarium. So Sunday, right before we left, I did end up meeting up with Maureen one more time so that way I could say goodbye to her. And I did run into Mike one more time, so I was able to get to say goodbye to him. Everyone else, I'm sorry I couldn't say goodbye to you. I wish I could have, but I think of it this way. We didn't get to say goodbye, so that means that we have to see each other again sometime, right? I hope so, because again, I'm so upset that I didn't get to hang out with everyone more and get to talk with everyone more, but at the same time, I had a great day and it was fantastic and amazing, and I love you all so much and I miss you all so much. It's just been, it was just a really great experience. So Sunday, before we came home, we went to Shed's Aquarium, and the animals are so cute, and all of the fish and the sea otters and the sharks, and it was just awesome. If you ever have a chance to go to Shed's Aquarium, I definitely recommend at least going and doing the general admission and checking it out. The dolphin exhibit was not open for the public because one of the dolphins had recently given birth, so they were giving the baby and the mama some time to bond without people gawking at them, which is totally understandable and totally awesome that they did that. And I just loved seeing all of the fish. I did, and since I didn't spend nearly as much money as I thought I would at Bookcon, I went a little crazy. Again, I like lapel pins and souvenir pennies and yeah, also necklaces, which I'm wearing this necklace. So I bought some stuff and it's cute. I'm going to show 2 things right now. The rest of it I've probably had scrolling right here. So the first thing that I bought when we went into the gift shop at Shed's Aquarium was this t-shirt that I saw, because it's just so fantastic and it's otters and it's bookish. This hairy otter t-shirt and it says Shed's Aquarium on the bottom. Just how cute is this? Hairy otter. I love it. We saw it hanging up and it was kid sizes. I was very upset that it was only kid sizes because I'm not a child. I can't fit into child size clothing. But I walked around the table and found the adult sizes and I was beyond excited. I cannot wait to wear it. It's going to be great. And sticking with the otter theme, I got this cute little guy. I have officially named him Books since I got him after Bookcon and bookish things. He's just adorable and he fits in my arm like a little baby, like I wish my cat would do, which he does sometimes when he's not being a brat. But he's so soft and fuzzy, and they had their stuffed animals on sale, 2 for $30, which they're normally $20 each. So yeah, I picked him up, and I also got a present for one of my friends, which I'm not going to show you guys just in case that person is watching this video. I don't know if they are or not, but he's just so fuzzy and I love him so much. And I believe that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I apologize that this is outrageously long. I'm just so excited and was so happy to kind of recap everything, and believe it or not, I condensed my recap of stuff because I could keep talking about this weekend forever and ever. Probably not forever, but definitely a long time. It was such an amazing weekend, such a surreal weekend. I still can't believe that I got to see my booktube friends and touch my booktube friends and give them hugs. Everyone is super sweet in person, everyone gives fantastic hugs, and everyone is really tall. Like, pretty much everyone is tall. Again, I felt short, and I never feel short. So once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and be sure to subscribe for more videos. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.